Homatakiasa, namaste, sarve mere restadar. So, Asia, Osio, all my relatives. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it on. So, I'm just putting this little video together about forging a path forward. So, I'm not going to pretend to know how to forge a path forward, and I'm not able to look all that normal stuff up that I do for introducing the topic. However, what I would like to share, and I don't know how long it will take for this to load up. So anyway, forging a path forward. So I've personally, in my many different endeavors through my 50 some years of, the path forwards, I know what works best for me now in forging a path forward. So first is identifying what you want for your path. Well, and what works for your heart. Well, that's that space of really getting to know yourself and what your heart wants and those kinds of things. For myself, it's more about what I want my world to feel like anymore. Because for myself, even like on this peregrination I'm currently on, I think I'm headed to one spot, right? And spirit and the flow takes me to a different spot. So many times on our path forward, there are guideposts. And so we can set out those guideposts, or as another grandmother sister of ours has shared, put the rainbow before the storm. You know that you're getting ready to forge out on a path. Okay, here's my guidepost, or here's my rainbow. That's our prayers and our vibrational resonance that we want to feel. And then, okay, then for me, it's all right, Jesus, take the wheel. Or, where's my breadcrumbs along the way? And enjoying that journey along the way. And making sure that each decision, and this is where discernment comes in, discerning, because there's always going to be forks in the road, discerning, okay, is this heading towards what I have, set out, or is this heading in, or is this familiar territory? Is this what feel, those kinds of things. And I'm not going to try to go into each one of those, but it's this, okay, is this heading in the direction that I'm wanting to go? Is this going to feel like that which I want my world to feel like? Is this just a resting spot for a little while and then you can keep moving on? But each micro decision that we make throughout our days, whether they're small ones or big ones, is it on the path, or am I trying to head towards that brick wall again? You kind of get the idea. So this was where, for me, I call on my ancestors, my spirit guides, Ganesh, the elephant, and if I'm not sure then it's sitting with the bison and, okay, what is my prayer? And then allowing myself to follow my heart, follow the feeling. One thing I know for myself is if things are just not like, oh, I just can't figure it out, it's okay, well, maybe that's not the right way, because I am possibly trying to go upstream or to a space that is not right for me. So now, does that mean that it always needs to feel good and all that kind of stuff? No, we get frustrated. We can get, sometimes, we know what the right decision is, and we're working up the courage. We're calling on our courage. We're calling on that panther, the courage to move into something that we know is in the flow, we know is on our path, but there's something for us to learn. So it's not about everything always going right and feeling good and never, sad or angry or anything. But like if something angers us, having that courage to go within. We just came out of that this past week, and transmuting the anger. Or was that the week before? I'm getting all my weeks conglomerated here. However, you kind of get the idea of what forging a path kind of means, I remember back in Yuma when, I gotta change arms, back in Yuma where, obviously I was being led onto a new path, and releasing and letting go of the motorcycle and all of the old gear and moving into something different. There was the experience with the e-bike, and then buying a vehicle, etc., etc. You kind of get the idea. But I remember when I was searching for the vehicle, and I kept getting, it was like there was a dead end or a brick wall, and I just threw my hands up and said, okay, the vehicle that is right for me will come to me. And sure enough, it took a little bit, about a week or so, but that vehicle showed up on my page. And I'm like, oh, and she was really pretty much all the pieces that I had in my mind. And then there were some pieces that I didn't know I was going to need. And then there were pieces that I'm like, well, this wasn't included or that wasn't included. And those pieces were not necessary. So it's a part of turning it over to spirit and watching where the breadcrumbs take you. But for me, it's really about, what do I want it to feel like, and is this decision going to be this or that? So I hope that gives you a little bit about forging a path forward, at least a beginning point. And I have a feeling, my dear precious family, you're going to be in my heart. I'm going to be thinking of you every morning. I can't guarantee that I am going to be on. I am going to take, once I reach my next destination, I am going to take 2 weeks of it being strictly just me, Chief, and the space that we are in. There's a little microcosm. So I'm going to be in that space. I don't know, you've become such a big part of my world that I may be on, but I'm not going to guarantee that we are going to be on. We're kind of doing a reset, so to speak, kind of a 2-week, maybe I'll call it a sabbatical, a 2-week sabbatical, cleansing, generating, and getting things kind of set and in order, because we are going to be going in, and I cannot wait to meet Carmen and Red Clover again. I know Red Clover, but I get to see her again and support her, a big portion of her journey. And I feel so honored and blessed and grateful to have that opportunity. So there's my little, what you would call, introduction to the topic, and we'll see if it may. Oh, there's a blue heron flying. I saw the shadow, and there she went. Can't see her through the trees now. So I'm loving y'all, and we'll see you soon. Have a wonderful week if I don't see you. Loving you to Pluto and a distant universe and back tenfold. Thank you so much for being such an amazing and beautiful part of my life. And I cannot even begin to explain what it was like to spend several days, almost a week, not quite a week, with Eileen and Hank and her roommate, and then all the grandmothers for lunch, and NIS, and wow, beautiful and amazing. And I'll share more on that maybe another time. Loving y'all. Have a great week of forging a path forward. I hope.